Yes, some more fancy fillies with a young gentleman here on Caulfield Cup Day 1998. And the crowd is building up, interest is building up, all towards the big one. The running of the richest mile-and-a-half handicap in the world, the Caulfield Cup. So I think it's an opportune time now to look at the early tote prices on the big one. Faithful Son has had his admirers. He's $10.50. Count Chivas is over $50. $5 on the tote for Tie the Knot. I doubt if he'll stay at that, of course. $5.80 for Yippee-I-O. $58.10 for Markham. Darazari $16.10. Fairform $34.50. Aerosmith is favourite on Super Tab at the moment. $4.30. Torfin's Melody $48.90. The Hind $18.30. Number 11 is It's All in Fun, $34.20. Champagne, $16.10. Jezebel, $30.30. On Air, $53.60. Pursuit's $20 plus. Vitronite, $26.90. $77.90 for Von Ann. Lisa's Game at $37.40. And the emergencies, Our Unicorn and Prince Standan were not required. Well, last year at this time, Jimmy Cassidy took Melbourne by storm. He won the Caulfield Cup on Might and Power. He won the Melbourne Cup on Might and Power. He's had a bit of a rocky road since, but last week at Caulfield on Guinea's Day, Jim was back. He was back on Might and Power, winning the Caulfield Yalumba Stakes, and he was back winning the Tarak Handicap Group 1 on Marble Halls. That's the message. Jim is back. Paul Lockyer reports.
He's digging deep, the great champ. Might and Power gets the Tycoon Lil.
In the racing game, as Jimmy Cassidy knows full well, timing is everything. Not just skillfully judging a run to the post, as he did on Might and Power last Saturday, but getting the nod from the Denham stable to get the ride on the horse in the place of Brian York, sidelined by suspension. Right time, right place for Cassidy, as it was for him on Might and Power a year ago in Melbourne, again at Brian York's expense.
But Might and Power has bolted him with the Caulfield Cup. He wins by 8 lengths for Remus seconds.
Brian had bad luck with me riding him through the Caulfield Melbourne Cups. Then I got suspended, Brian got back on him, and, you know, Brian's a countryman, a minor Kiwi, and I've got respect for him as a fellow rider, but I don't believe he was feeling sorry for me when I got the sack, so, you know, his bad luck's my good luck.
Cassidy is determined to make the most of that luck under the demanding Denham regime. Last Saturday's performance has won him a start on Might and Power in next weekend's Cox Plate, and it has reunited him today with Caulfield Cup hope Yippee-I-O.
Yippee, yippee, yippee-I-O.
Yippee-I-O gave Cassidy a lift back into the winner's circle after his return from the long jockey's tape suspension, bursting onto the scene in Brisbane's Winter Carnival last year.
Yippee-I-O wins a great derby. Yippee-I-O.
The form continued in Sydney.
But it's all yippee-yi-yo as the big bloke strides away and he bolts home with the Craven Plate.
Yippee-I-O went to Melbourne a Cup's favourite, but illness struck, and he's only raced 5 times since then, narrowly beaten in his last start in the Craven Plate. While coy about his Caulfield Cup chances, Jimmy Cassidy believes Yippee-I-O has been nursed back to his best.
He's got everything that takes to be a good stayer, I think, and it's just a shame that he's had the interrupted preparation that he's had, and thank our good man up there that he's still here with us today, because he got very sick this time last year, and he has won since he's had the sickness, and his 2 runs in Sydney over the last 5 or 6 weeks have both been good runs. A few of the media have said he was disappointing, but I said the Melbourne Cup wasn't run in Sydney a month ago either. So I know he's been set for the Melbourne Cup, so that's the day I'll be looking forward to.
The Denham stable has never lost faith in Yippee-I-O's ability, despite the setbacks. A commitment to the horse which revealed itself on a highly emotional level when Jack Denham spoke to Johnny Tapp at the beginning of the year.
They're a great stayer, Yippee-I-O. Next year, when he comes in next time, he'll be trained by Alan.
Now, Jack, is this a decision you've made as a mark of your appreciation for the wonderful help that Alan's given you?
Yeah.
You've told him?
Yep.
What was his reaction?
Just shrugged it off, John.
Just like Dad?
Yeah.
Deep down?
No, he's funny kid like that. He never says nothing, you know. Just takes everything in his stride, and that's all he wants.
Good trainer?
He will be. Will be the best.
Yeah.
The trouble with him there, he lives in my shadow. He won't come out.
Alan, he got quite emotional on 3 or 4 occasions during the interview, but none more so than when he told me that he was giving you Yippee-Yi-Yo to train. There's no doubt in my mind he's pretty proud of you.
Well, I'm proud of him too, John, and I'm a bit emotional too. I hope you don't put this part in. But no, I appreciate the chance to train Yippee, but I'd rather stand back and let him win 2 Melbourne Cups.
But family sentiment has never clouded judgments about Yippee-Yi-Yo's preparation for the Cups campaign or the choice of his jockey, who seems to thrive in the competition of the Spring Carnival.
You know, it's only the tough survive in this game, and you've got to be able to bounce up and lift that notch. And, you know, I'm lucky the last couple of years I've been able to do that in Melbourne. And, well, I say every time I've come to Melbourne I've had luck. I don't think I've ever come to Melbourne and had a bad carnival. And I just think it's a matter of rising to the occasion, and I think Melbourne brings the best out of me.
2 tough customers, Jimmy Cassidy and Yippee-Yi-Yo, and they'll be there when the whips are cracking with 200 metres to go in the big one this afternoon. As we go for a break, let's listen what a few celebrities think about the Cup.
Yes, the Caulfield Cup, and thank God there's a moral in it this year. Yes, I know backing a horse can be hard on the knees. Aerosmith, absolute moral. Chelsea's got a gun.
My tip for the Caulfield Cup is on air, because my TV show is on air on Monday night at 8:30, The Russell Goodwood Show. Get on air.
Sunday.
Yeah, back at Caulfield again. Only a minute or two to the running of the Mercedes-Benz Stakes for 3-year-old colts and geldings. And as you can see, plenty of colourful hats all around the Caulfield racetrack on Caulfield Cup Day. Some very, very attractive young ladies. Here is the betting. Electrifying 670, 1160 for King Lotto. Good chance if he can overcome his alley. Cybervein 1510, Happy Paint at 45.40, Kilimanjaro 14.50, Examine the Books 47 plus. The favourite La Zagaletta 6-4, $2.50. Kenrose 64.90, Touch of Mahogany 67.50, $15 for Cooktown. Dashing Image 17.60, 21.40 for Gatasha. Royal Voyage 14.70, $96 plus Gold Boss. Van Allen 53.70 and 14.40 for General Feelgood. Andrew Voss, very similar in the betting ring.
Ken, the favourite, very hot, La Zagaletta, 7-4 or $2.75 is the best you can do. They've had a go at King Lotto, the number 2 there, into 7-1. And just very quickly to Fiona here, who's got the best hat on course. Fiona, who made it?
My girlfriend, Belinda Hubbard.
Truly spectacular hat, the sign of things to come and the sign of the day here at Caulfield, although it'll blow the dog off a chain out here. Who's your tip for this one?
Number 4.
Number 4's Happy Paint. Ken, that's the male from the betting ring, Happy Paint, and you can get 40-1 about it.
Nothing wrong with Andrew Voss's eye. What about Simon Marshall? What looks good over there, mate?
I can tell you what, Kenny, behind the 1,400 metre start here, the wind has picked up about 10 knots. The jockeys are lucky they're not getting blown off their horses. Electrifying the top, he looked extremely well. The money for King Lotto, well, he looked sensational. If they looked at him in the yard, that's probably why the money's come for him. He was a standout behind the gate. Cyberfane's very fit, Kenny. Kilimanjaro also looked well on the coat. Now, La Zagaletta, sometimes they're hard to gauge, the grey horses, but he's ribbed up. He's very fit and looks fine. Just about to walk up to the gates. Cooktown was another one. Number 10 also looked pretty well. Gatticker's tightened up after his last start second at Cranbourne as well. Kenny, as we've got 2 more to move up, or 3 more to move up, it's very blustery out here.
Thank you, Simon. Simon O'Donnell, what's your fancy?
La Zagaletta is obviously the one to beat, and if I could find something to beat him with a bit of odds, Dashing Image and also Royal Voyage I thought looked very well.
Yeah, the 2 Sydney horses are the top weights, Electrifying and King Lotto. I think King Lotto's got a great chance. He's got a very good jockey too in young Corey Brown. Okay, looks like they're locked away for the 3rd. Here's Greg Miles.
Off. Van Halen jumped okay on the inside, Electrifying, and Ken Rose the first couple to bounce out. Gold Boss was away in a hurry and is going forward in the early part. La Zagaletta settling down in the first half dozen or so, with Gattaca coming across from an outside gate, but Gold Boss is showing superior pace and leads by over 2 lengths. Gattaca getting to second, and then Ken Rose. Royal Voyage on the outside of him. One General Feelgood, and they're being followed then by King Lotto out 3 wide, and La Zagaletta just inside it. Further back in the field, Happy Paint, Electrifying, Cooktown, Examine Examine the Books going forward around the outside. Cooktown won't settle down, and then Kilimanjaro. Cybervein is a long way back, going past the 800, followed by Touch of Mahogany. Towards the end is Dashing Image and Van Halen last of all. Down the side, Gold Boss led at the 600 a half on Gattaca, 2 lengths to Royal Voyage. Nick Kenrose, 1 King Lotto, Lazagoletta tucked away over on the inside, needing to get out. Happy Paint and Examine the Books making runs round the outside. Then General Feelgood, Kilimanjaro, Electrifying next, and then Touch of Mahogany, followed by Cybervein in some trouble when they corner. Gattaca raced up to Gold Boss, Royal Voyage wider out. King Lotto and Happy Paint putting in runs. Examine the Books deeper, and then came Lazagoletta trying to get clear at the 200, and Royal Voyage has taken the lead. Lazagoletta is angling up on the inside of it. King Lotto and now Kilimanjaro coming home well, and the Dashing Image flying home. Lazagoletta got up on the inside from Royal Voyage. Lazagoletta driven home by Oliver. Lazagoletta beat Royal Voyage, 2 lengths away third. Maybe Dashing Image from Kilimanjaro, who's been a run. He got into some trouble early in the piece. Behind them to finish were King Lotto, Happy Paint and Cooktown, and they were followed then by Cybervein, General Feelgood, Electrifying. Next Van Halen, Touch of Mahogany, Gattaca tiring badly. So did Gold Boss, Kenrose, and Examine the Books last of all.
Well, Damien Oliver was all over the place looking for the right position for Lazagoletta, but he found it, and he's completed a winning double on the hot pot. Number 7, Lazagoletta, $2.50 and $1.30. Royal Voyage, who give his supporters a big sight, has run second and has paid $4.20, and will wait for the photo to find officially third. Well, there's Oliver on Lazagoletta. Looked in trouble halfway down the straight, but at this point he'd got up inside Royal Voyage, and the grey by Last Tycoon went home just too good. Number 5 is officially third. Kilimanjaro has just edged out the fast finishing Dashing Image for third. So 7, 13 and 5, 250, 130, 420 for Royal Voyage, and Kilimanjaro has paid $3.90. If we just stop them there, you'll see that the winner has cut back to the inside here. The grey gets up inside of Royal Voyage, and watch this horse steam down the outside. Dashing Image, he's just missed third place. And as we roll on, you'll see that Lazagoletta goes home just too good for Royal Voyage. Another great Damien Oliver ride, Simon.
It certainly was. Again, not panicking, and really plotted the horse home, plotted a beautiful course for it. And look, it's a horse I think that's got a fair bit of future about it.
There he is coming back to scale. A grey by Last Tycoon from Swift Sind by Swift Gun. And, well, what a win, and a double to Lee Freedman, who is again with Darren Beedman.
Well, Lee, you're the man of the moment again. It's great to be back in the winning circle. Pretty impressive horse, this.
Yeah, he's a very nice horse, Darren. We've been very patient with him, and we kept him for this race and the Carbine Club rather than heading towards the Guineas, because he had a little setback earlier in his preparation, and we've always had a very high opinion of the horse.
Could be a star in the making?
Well, I don't think so. You know, he's a nice horse. He's still learning to race. He probably over-raced a little today and then got bailed away, but he put it in at the right end, and I'm pretty impressed with him. I think he'll go on.
Damien's in fine form?
Yeah, well, it's good. It's good to have him back rather than sitting on his bum at home watching him.
All the best, mate. Keep the ball rolling.
Thanks, mate.
Well, he's not sitting on his bum at home. He's bringing Lazagoletta back to scale after another successful ride, and I'm sure Simon Marshall's got something else to say to him.
Yes, Kenny, well, he was on song in 94, you're on song again. Tell me, Damien, let's pick your mind turning for home. You had a decision to make, didn't you?
Yeah, I was following Brett Preble, and he was going pretty good, and I had a lap full of horse underneath me, and I was always pretty confident, you know, as soon as he got the run, he was going to win. He's got a promising future, this horse.
Yeah, let's talk about his future, because it was really D-Day today, wasn't it?
Yeah, he still does a few things wrong, but okay. I think he's going to get a bit more distance, and, you know, in the autumn he might measure up to something like the South Australian Derby or something, Simon.
I reckon you know where you're going come cup time.
Yeah, we got a fair idea, mate. Caulfield's my track. I love it here, so hope we can keep meeting you back here, mate.
Good on you, champ. Lovely to talk to you again.
See you, mate.
There we go, Kenny. He's on song all right.
Is he on song? Is he what? He loves Caulfield, and the punters love him today on Caulfield Cup Day 1998. And there is Lazagoletta making his winning run in the Mercedes-Benz on Caulfield Cup Day. Just getting up inside of Royal Voyage and, well, then going home clearly the better. Pretty promising horse. 7, 13 and 5. La Zagaleta was first, paid $2.50 and $1.30. 13 Royal Voyage, $4.20. 5 Kilimanjaro has paid $3.90. The Quinella was $20.90 and the trifecta was also on screen. There's the photo for third. As you can see, there wasn't much in between Kilimanjaro and Dashing Image. Dashing Image number 11, I reckon if you backed him for a place, boy oh boy, it couldn't have been much closer. But as you can see, there's just a margin, and that's why Kilimanjaro's number went up for third prize. Kilimanjaro officially third, Dashing Image unfortunately fourth. Maxie Walker.
Yeah, thank you very much, Kenny. Just a flared nostril in that one. Let's change the topic now. On their visit to Pakistan, the Australian cricketers have done very well to put...
Wayne Hawkes, you got Pursuits running in the Caulfield Cup on Saturday. We haven't seen him in Melbourne yet, but by geez, he wasn't hard to miss in the Epsom last start behind Dodge.
No, Simon, he was a bit unlucky. He was sort of back last and weaved his way through the field and probably only, you know, I think off the top of my head he got beat just over half a length. So his run was super. I mean, the horses out of the Epsom last year, well, Might and Power came out of the Epsom last year, and biggest thing with Pursuits is whether he can run the 2400. There's still a real question.
He settled into Melbourne well, Wayne. He seems to have a nice weight in the handicap too.
Yeah, he has, Simon. I mean, look, to be honest, he was probably coming down for the Country Cups, and because he ran so well in the Epsom, we just had to give him the crack at the Caulfield Cup. So, but as I said, the 2-4 is going to be the biggest query, but if he can run the 2-4, he's going to be right in the finish.
Yeah, and interest mounts up to the Caulfield Cup. Have you got Pursuits in your list of contenders, Simon O'Donnell?
Yeah, you'd have to put the horse in the top half dozen, 6 or 8. And look, the Hawks stable, they know what they're doing. I mean, they're having a bit of luck so far during the spring carnival in Sydney and down here. So you can't dismiss the horse. Right,
let's look at race 4, Totes, now coming up the Scalacci Stakes. Named after that great grey sprinter. Toledo $7, Rebel $16.60, Special Dane $9.50, Dantelar $3.50, $8.40 for Hockney, $7.70 Lazing About, Tau K $7.50, $27 Denajaya, Rancho Spark $23.50, Catnip $10.20, Sentaza $48.90. The top